Hi, welcome to C programming tutorial. This tutorial is the part of a collection of tutorials. The link to the playlist of all the tutorials in this series is either on the screen or in the description. And if you came to this video through Facebook page, I would recommend that you become a fan of the Facebook page, or if you actually are watching it on YouTube, please subscribe to this video or to this channel so that you can be notified of the new tutorials right away as soon as the tutorials are posted. So let's get started. In today's tutorial, I will be talking about the switch statement. It's a pretty simple statement. I should have covered it earlier, but I kind of forgot. So we will cover it now. It's still not too late. So it's pretty simple. It's just like if statement. It's like having multiple if statements all together. That's what it is. So like for anything else, we always start with basically the syntax. So what does the syntax of switch look like? It basically has the keyword switch, and followed by a variable here. So that variable could be either int type or character type. So any int or character variable, and then the braces, and then you write the cases. Okay, what we do is we write case. So case, and then some constant, colon, followed by the statements. Okay, again, this could be just one statement or multiple statements, and at the end you have a break, this keyword break, and followed by the next case, and then colon. Remember, this is colon, this is not semicolon, and then other set of statements, and then break, and you continue with this thing for as long as you want, like different case statements, and finally you have what we call default, and then there are statements for the default, and you can put break if you want to, and then braces close. Here. So this is how a switch statement looks like. It's kind of it's kind of scary looking, but it's very simple actually. So let's look at it. So all you have to do is basically write the switch and then some variable here, an integer variable or character variable, followed by multiple case statements, followed by a default. Now default is optional. You may or may not have it, but you can have it. It's a good thing to have actually. So, and this every case statement has a constant here. Remember, it's not a variable. You cannot use variable here. It has to be a constant. What type of constant? It will depend upon what type of variable it is. If it is an integer variable, this constant has to be an integer constant. If it is a character variable, this constant has to be character variable. And it's very simple. What it does is basically it takes the value of this variable and compares with each one of these constants here in your case statement. Okay, if you have multiple case statements, it will compare it with each one of those, and whichever it is equal to, so whatever the value of this variable is equal to whichever constant here, it basically, suppose it is equal to this constant here, it basically goes inside that whatever is after the constant, after this case statement, it starts executing those statements until it hits break. So at this point it will just keep on executing the statements until it hits break. When it hits break, it jumps out of the switch statement and it comes here and starts executing from here. Very simple, right? So, okay, I forgot to start my timer. Let me start my timer. Okay, so this is very simple basically. So let's take up some example here. So suppose I have a variable called int x, okay, and then I do certain things with x, like maybe I ask the user to enter the value of x, enter a value, okay, and then scanf %d comma %x. So remember, this will allow the user to enter a value. If you haven't watched the previous tutorials, especially the tutorial titled inputting, you should watch that to understand these statements. But this will allow the user to enter a value. That value will be stored in x. So at this point here where the cursor is, the value of x will be whatever the user entered. And then we can write switch x. So we are switching on x. So case, if the user entered 0, okay, do printf you entered 0. Okay, so we print this statement. Let me move the window, and then break. Okay, and then next statement, case 1. Okay, if the user entered 1, okay, you entered 1. So we print this, that you entered 1. Okay, and then if the user entered 2, we print you entered 2. Okay, remember how I am writing break right after every case statement here? And suppose, and then after that, there are unlimited values that user could enter. So what do we do? If user did not enter 0, 1 or 2, what do we do? That's where default comes in. So you write default. It's like a capture all. It will capture all whatever the user entered other than 0, 1 and 2. So if the control comes here, if computer starts executing here, that means that user did not print 0, did not press 0, did not press 1, did not press 2. So you did not enter 0 or 1 or 2. Okay, break, and then we are done. Okay, so nice little program. Let's delete this thing because this is not the valid C statements. This is just for the syntax. And let's try it out. There you go. And so it has, oops. So enter value it has. So I enter 1. It says you entered 1. Right? See? Because I entered, sorry about that. Because I entered 1, so it comes here and it prints this statement, you entered 1. So it's very simple. If I enter some other number other than 0, 1 or 2, it's going to tell me that I entered something other than 0, 1 and 2. See? Why? Because it checked to see if it is 0, no. If it is 1, if it is 2, no. Then it came to default, and then it basically says you entered 0 or 1 or 2. So we captured all the numbers other than 0, 1 and 2 in here, and we print this statement here. So it's very simple. So this example wasn't too practical. So we will continue this tutorial in the next video, where we will do something more fun, more practical with this thing. Okay. Thanks for watching.